Football. For the city and them back roads, got a whole county full of them goats. All from the football and that gold. Hey, it's just for Beulah County. Yeah, right on your head like a bounty. Said I'm from Beulah, they know I'm from Beulah, so let me just go talk about my surroundings. Shout out them Eagles that's out in Geneva, them Lakers, oh yeah, that's Palmerton and Valley. We from the football chasing these goals. If you in the way, you get taken out proudly. And Jefferson soaring with Falcons. Said that you working, you ain't really working. You see that we working, our hands got a callus. Putting in reps till we moving some mountains. Edgewood got warriors, they won't allow it. Me, I bleed green and gold, they know defeating those dragons who run the whole city. You wildin'. And they really bout it, yeah. And next we gon' go to Grand Valley. Work like a horse and don't show no remorse. So opponents keep coming, we stack them and pile them, yeah. And kinda got flooded with Spartans. As soon as they pull up on game day, we park them. Cause we number one in that spot, ain't a bargain. Man, shout out St. John, they be ballin' like Harden. This for the football. This for the football. This for the football.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday on this very, very brisk, chilly, snowy Monday here in Ashtabula. My name is Sam Torres here from the 440 Sports Show, Ashtabula's only morning time sports talk show. Today we're going to be going through, I want to send some congratulations to a couple of our area wrestlers who continued down to Columbus this weekend, but also had their careers, or not their career, but also had their seasons end their career, I guess, in some sense, for some of these kids down in Columbus. We're going to be going through and talking about the Lakeside Dragons baseball team this year as well. We've got a preview put up for that. We'll be going another part of the show we're going to be going through today, obviously, talking about the YSN All-Star Game. Make sure I want to plug a couple of the events that are coming up here very, very soon. Really, really looking forward to that one. We'll get to that. We'll get a little bit more in depth in that once we get to that part of the show, as well as, the Joe Pete alumni game that will be happening and broadcasted right here on YSN Live. I talked a little bit about that on Friday, why that game is so important to me in particular. I just think it's a really big game because it's a really big person, somebody that has mattered quite a lot to me personally. So getting to provide that broadcast is morning, Tim. Good morning. Getting to provide that broadcast for that game is really an honor, and I'm looking forward to that. But let's talk here a little bit about this YSN All-Star Game first. So I know you guys are probably getting sick of hearing about it, but it's we're coming upon it close. So as that comes in, we'll talk about it, I guess, after, right? YSN All-Star Games going on March 25th. 5:30 is going to start the girls' game, and the boys are going to be playing shortly thereafter. One of the best parts, one of the coolest parts, I think, about this game in particular is this is not a senior-dependent game. This is a game that is going to have the best from all the YSN family schools, and the YSN network family of schools right now sits right at about 68. I could be off by a couple different schools, but it's really it's a lot. There's a lot of schools that are taking part in this one. It's going to be a lot of just great basketball right there at the Begley Center in Youngstown State. And you talk about these kids getting an experience. That is an experience. College is not athletically, college is not an experience that everybody's going to get. So for some of these kids, this may be the only time they get to actually play a competitive game on a college court. For some of these kids, this is just a warm-up, because they absolutely will be playing, games on the college level. one of the things that I think I'm so proud of and that I'm really just excited to have Ashtabula be a part of this is because with 68 schools being involved in this YSN All-Star game with 60, it's such a huge family. I think I personally can comfortably say that this YSN All-Star game is going to have the best basketball. That's right. Listen, daylight savings time. That's right. Nothing stops me, including daylight savings time. Daylight savings time stealing that hour away from us, but not stealing me away from my show. But one of the things is 68 schools. You get the best of the best. They're all going to be right there at the Begley Center. It's a big event, and the old adage of iron sharpens iron. Some of these kids are going to be getting to play competitively against each other for the first time, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. Ashtabula is going to have an absolute ton of representation on here in this game. Starting at the coaching level with Edgewood's Randy Venzel coaching the girls, which I think is just awesome. And we talked about the awesome year he had, the great year that Edgewood as a program had, this, being kind of a buildup toward this year. And Coach Randy Venzel able to turn that into a success. He's going to get to coach, one more time for basketball this year. And then pretty soon we'll be talking about him on the softball side. But let's talk about some of the players. Deshaun Williams from Lakeside confirmed to be there. Chance Loomis from Conneaut. Chance Loomis is a very effective scorer. He's a very fast kid. He's got a great mid-range. He can shoot the three. He's a great dribbler as well. He's going to be confirmed there. Nate Boyarski, Chef Boyarski, going to be cooking up another set of athletic ability right here, this time at Youngstown State. I'm really looking forward to that too. Joey DeGeorge, the 25-point per game Falcon, junior Falcon, going to be at this game. This is a kid, if you haven't got to watch him play basketball yet, it's really, really worth your time. That much I can promise you. This kid is very, very good. He's probably about 6'3" or 6'4". He's got a very high release on his jump shot. Ends the year with somewhere around like 33 blocks. So he challenges shots. He blocks shots all year long. He's just a phenomenal basketball player. This is a guy that, the coaches Pisano and Jahola are very, very excited about getting him back next year. So I'm very excited about getting him in the All-Star game this year. Newly committed Jesus Hernandez from St. John will be attending there. Jesus Hernandez, if you want to check out any of his highlights, head right over to the Facebook page for 440 Sports Show, or go on over to the Instagram or even the TikTok. If you go over there, there's some highlights from him dunking the basketball mid-game. This is a kid with phenomenal footwork. He's a soccer player that plays in the post. So he is able to kind of give you that Hakeem shimmy dream shake down there. He's got a great feel for the game, a great feel for the basket. And I'm really excited about his inclusion into this game from St. John High School. We still got a couple invitations that are out right now that we're awaiting on. Unfortunately, we do have some kids who we won't be able to have attend this game this year just because of prior engagements, prior involvements. We do understand that March 25th is the first day of baseball. So that does play kind of a part in that. But that's on the boys' side. Now we talk about the girls' side. The girls' side has an absolute ton of Ashtabula representation as well. Lainey Passanen from Conneaut High School. Lainey Passanen, she's a coach's kid. Great intuition. She's a great shooter. She plays on-ball defense as well as anybody. Really got a chance to kind of watch her game, and I understand it's an exhibition and that maybe everybody's not putting in their best in the senior classic game. But for Lainey Passanen, if that's not even her best, then oh my goodness, I can't wait to see what we're going to get to check out on March 25th at the Begley Center. That's going to be awesome to watch her go out there and play. Katie McAllister, the very, very fast guard from Edgewood High School, jumping out there. She's going to come out there. Look for her to play great on-ball defense. And when she steals the ball, she's going to be onto the other side of the court before you can even blink an eye. She's very, very good at, both taking the ball and finishing for the basket. An aggressive offensive point guard is how I would describe her. Kaylin Hart from Grand Valley coming on out. Mia Contenza from Jefferson High School, who had a phenomenal year this year for Coach Furman and the Falcons. She's coming out to play in the YSN All-Star game. And then Alyssa Severa from St. John. She is a phenomenal junior that they have. Great shooter, great ball handler. She understands basketball at a very high level. And it's her ability to continuously make plays that kept St. John in a ton of games this year. It's the reason why Coach Irochi is looking forward so much for her to come on back next year as a senior. The St. John Herald's basketball team, the girls team, is going to be one to be reckoned with next year. Cannot wait to see how that's going because, they really made a big improvement this year and we got to watch it. And to be honest with you, it was just a lot of fun to get to watch the Heralds play basketball this year, both on the boys and the girls spot. So it was really just a great time. And we're going to get to see this one more time down there at the YSN Begley Center. Oh, and by the way, there's also going to be some Ashtabula representation on the broadcast. I get to call this broadcast with my main man, Ty Bartel, tonight on the 25th, and that is going to be an absolute blast. I got a chance to call some football games with him for the first time in Las Vegas, and it was one of those things where you just kind of, boop, immediately meld together. Everything made sense. The pieces lined up perfectly. I had a good time calling with him. He's a great guy. He's a fun guy to listen to, too. I like to get excited about football and basketball. When I'm on a broadcast, I want you guys to think it's the most important thing going on because guess what? At that time, for that moment, to me, it is the most important thing going on. So Ty kind of shares that energy. He does a great job of painting the picture, of hyping me up and getting me all fired up. It's really, really fun. I'm really looking forward to calling that game with him. But yeah, Ashtabula representation all over the place, baby. If you can't make it there, let me bring it back up here one more time. If you can't make it down Route 11 to the Youngstown State basketball court known as the Begley Center, again, the address right there, 224 West Spring Street, Youngstown, Ohio. If you can't make it, I understand it. I get it, especially, if weather gets tricky or something like that. But it's going to be right here, baby. YSN Live going to broadcast this thing. It's going to be available to you and everybody and all the people, all of your aunts in Boise and your uncles in Albuquerque. Everybody's going to be able to watch this one, guys. It's going to be available on ysnlive.com. That's another thing that I'm so proud of being a part of this is creating opportunities for families to really kind of be in and check in and be involved in this, their student athletes' lives in their athletic career. It's just a really cool thing. And it's something that I get to do what I've always wanted to do. But so that's going to be the YSN All-Star game. And, before I move on to the next one, I do want to send a shout out. I'm pretty sure he's probably still in bed, to a good friend of mine from the YSN network. If you haven't been paying attention, please go over to ysnlive.com. Check out the Facebook. You can check out the actual website itself. I want to send a big shout out to a good friend of mine, Richie Giuliano. Since I've started working with YSN and DJ and getting to kind of learn this family, Richie Giuliano was somebody that I immediately got a chance to work with, got a chance to talk to. I got a chance to see him in his element this year for the first time, I guess at a very high level, watching him call the Canfield State Championship this year. That's something that I hope one day I will also get the opportunity to do, that I'll also get the honor to do with one of you guys from here from Ashtabula, because I could see the utter satisfaction. I could see the utter passion he had for this game. One of the funniest things about that weekend in general, I can remember, was Richie cool as a cucumber. He's cool as a cucumber all the time. And there wasn't necessarily nerves on the game, but you could see as he watched the game, he was a broadcaster, but behind those eyes was a fan. I can remember watching my friend DJ, just completely tore up in the stomach as South Range went out for their state championship this year. There really is something to that. There's a passion. There's a true love for you guys, for the athletes out here. We're not your parents or anything like that, but we are vested. We do want to see you succeed. That's one of the reasons why this platform exists, is to push you guys and make and give you as much exposure, and honest to God, it's to make you guys feel like the superstars that you are. But I say that all to say, Richie Giuliano was one of the first broadcasters I got a chance to work kind of hand in hand with out here. Him, along with my friend Pat Sartor, who calls a lot of Jefferson's games as well. Richie is going to be, because he's so immensely talented and he's so immensely driven, has found himself in a opportunity to call baseball for the AA Smokies in, I believe, Tennessee. So he'll be gone here for like the next 6 months. If he ever comes back, and the reason why I say if he ever comes back is because Richie is somebody that the moment you meet him, you kind of gravitate to him, because he's so good. He's one of the most prepared broadcasters I've ever seen in my life. I'm talking big time prepared, like charts, stats, ready to go. He's got, he's a running on-screen graphic right there in front of him, which is why his commentary is so rich and enthralling. But he's going to be heading down, calling professional baseball, which learning him this year, knowing that that's something he's always wanted to do, and that's his ultimate goal. And for him to kind of get there, I just think it's awesome. This is a young man. He's 23 years old, who's going to have a great shot at, calling some high-level baseball. And when he gets there, he's going to be a fish in water, man. I'm telling you, he's just really, really great. But I want to send a huge congratulations and a huge shout-out to him from myself personally. Thank you for everything. There's a lot of stuff that I don't even think he realized I picked up on just watching him do his job, just watching him broadcast. There's stuff when you see somebody do something well, no matter how good you are or bad you are, if you're passionate about it, you're going to pick things up from that person, because you always want to be improving too. Because if you don't want to improve, then you didn't find your passion. So again, congratulations to Richie as you head down to call some AA baseball. I know that the Smokies have a new fan in me. I'll be paying attention, because I just like watching or listening and watching, and anything he does with sports, it really makes it fun. So congratulations to Richie Giuliano. You can find out more about this on the website, www.ysnlive.com. That's where you're going to get all the best write-ups and all that great stuff right there on the website. Anthony Hartwig does a phenomenal job of getting stuff up there. There's all kinds of articles. I really want to keep reiterating to you guys that YSN Live is a one-stop shop. You go there, you can get your scores, you get your schedules, you get your live games, you're getting sports stories. There's some grade A journalism going on there. There's a photo spot where you can go. If we've covered a game, there's a good chance that there's going to be some photographs there that maybe if you want to get prints or something like that done, you can get them done at a very reasonable price. Also, if you want, you can get some gear too. There is a YSN Live shop. But before we go to break, I do want to talk about one other event that's coming up on August. I'm way ahead of myself right now. March 31st. I'll be broadcasting the Joe Pigskin Pete alumni game at Jefferson High School. For those of you in maybe the 330 that aren't aware of what this game is truly about, Joe Pigskin Pete was Ashtabula's first broadcast media superstar. He was taken away from us here in Ashtabula County way too soon. But the impact that he left on this area was huge, and there has never been anybody to cover high school sports at such a high level. Joe Pete was he was a great broadcaster. He was a father. He was a husband, and he was a great guy. He's the reason why, one of the biggest reasons why I'm doing this right now is because of this man right here. Growing up through high school, this guy went, game to game to game, giving out awards such as the Bone Crusher of the Week. He brought people on to his show, which was called The Sports Report on WFUN, the AM, the ESPN AM radio station up here, and showed me at growing up what you could do in your community, what kind of difference you can make through something just like calling broadcast games and showing kids a little bit of love for all the hard work that they put in. His untimely death did result in a foundation, and all of the profits from this game will be going toward that foundation. Joe Pigskin Pete, again, I can't say enough great things about him. I could talk about him for 3 hours, and I guarantee I'd still leave some stuff out. But I'm really, really excited to broadcast this and I guess maybe not carry on exactly what he's doing, but definitely carry on in spirit. Not somebody I've ever gotten a chance to work. I never got a chance to work with because, I was just a kid. I was just a young kid in junior high or high school. I had just finished high school actually when he had passed away. And, never got a chance to work with him. And one of the things we talk about, amongst the company and amongst friends and stuff like that is, who is somebody that you would love to work with or something you like to do. And I think that's one of the ones, I would have liked to just sat down with him in this type of role, in this type of environment, just to see how it is. But on the 31st, we're going to be covering this alumni game. It's going to feature alumni basketball players from all 8 Ashtabula County schools. Now, that is pending the availability of each school to provide an alumni team. Last year, they had 2 different divisions. There was the 35 and older and the 35 and under. And the 35 and older was actually very, very entertaining to watch. You're going to get to watch some guys, and right now it's just guys, but you're going to get to watch some guys who've played basketball in this area, either yesterday or in yesteryear. But regardless, it's all fun, and it's for a phenomenal cause, for a phenomenal person. So on March 31st, if you don't have anything going on, check it out. It's going to be right here on YSN. The Joe Pigskin Pete alumni game. We're going to have some more information coming out on that as to time and that sort of deal and what teams are playing very, very soon. But I'm very, very excited about that one and honored to be a part of it, to be a part in somebody who is such a big part of my life. All right, folks, we're going to go to our first break here in the show. Now, we're going to go talk to our friends from Toyota of Warren. I do want to remind you guys that this is the 440 Sports Show that is brought to you by insert company here. We've got some room for sponsorship, baby, not just on this show, but on the network. It's a great investment for you. This is one of those things I call hyper local advertising. You're going to get your company, your product, whatever you're trying to push is going to get put right in front of the people in a designated area. And with 68 schools, remember, with 68 schools, you're talking about 68 separate school districts. Where can you get that kind of outreach with the kind of prices that you can get it right here? The answer, quite simply, is nowhere. So I want you guys to remember that. Think about it. If you have any questions or any interest in any sort of advertisement right here on YSN, the 440 Sports Show, however you want to do it, reach out. Find me on any of my socials right here. You can go to info@YSN Live as well, or you can just go to the website, www.ysnlive.com, and there's a place right there for advertisements. I really cannot tell you. I think this is a great opportunity for a lot of Ashtabula businesses to kind of get involved. But again, as I say that, we're going to switch over to some we're going to cut over to our first set of advertisements, and we're going to start off with our friends from Toyota of Warren. See you soon.
We believe expectations are made to be exceeded. At the new Toyota of Warren, it's about more than just getting a great deal. It's about service you can count on and a friendship you can trust. Year after year, we've done what we do best. We've gone the extra mile so you could too. Because we know it's just not about buying a new car. It's the start of a new adventure. Toyota of Warren, driven by you.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun, it all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our Valley's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsurancesolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
All right, we are back after those breaks. Like I said, folks, if you would like to have your business featured on here, the advertisement opportunity exists. You can reach out to me. You can go to ysnlive.com. Even if you're just curious to see how it works, reach out to me. I would love to explain to you the process and get some Ashtabula representation right here on YSN, the network. I think it's a great opportunity. You're going to get your product placed in front of 68 different school districts, 68 different, Northeast Ohio demographics. It's really a great opportunity at a great, great price. And I mean, you're going to be run on commercials for this show. We've got other great shows that happen throughout the day, including Running Point with my main man, Anthony Hartwig. You've got Talk More with Matt Morrison. These are all the daily shows. And then you've got the Cornerstone, baby, Power Hour. That's going to happen at 3 o'clock. So there's a lot of opportunity to get your brand out there and known. Oh, and don't forget, we do this thing called broadcasting the ball games too. So you're going to have a chance to have your ads run, throughout basketball, football, softball, baseball, you name it. We're going to get it out there. It's just a great, great opportunity. All right. Enough of the pitch, right? Again, thanks for joining. Sam Torres here, the 440 Sports Show. It is what seems like an early Monday. Thank you, Spring, for springing ahead and taking away that hour of sleep that everybody so desperately needed, including myself. We wake up to a very bitter, cold, snowy morning here in Ashtabula. But we're going to go into some springtime sports talk here, right? as we get ready. Here we are. The Lakeside Dragons 2023 schedule. In 2022, they go 5-13-1. That's right, folks. They have one tie ball game last year. They are coached by Jared Zyber being the head coach, with assistant coaches, Coach Andy Kiphart, as well as Coach Kevin Crockett, all assisting with that program there. This is one of those programs when I talked about they want to improve. They want to improve off of what happened last year. This is one of them. They go 5-13. 5 wins is not something that anybody is happy with. This is a program I think that really had to stop and take a look at itself after last year and figure out where can we get better. Because one thing I can tell you Lakeside does not have a shortage of is athletes. Lakeside, one of the biggest schools in the county. They've got some great baseball players that are on that team this year. So, this year I'm really excited to see how they kind of bounce back from last year. Some tight games. They've got some seniors returning, but I will tell you that the seniors that they lost from last year, there's some big dogs there. But we'll go into that here in just a moment. Let's talk a little bit through this schedule game. March 25th, they're going to be playing Jefferson. That's supposed to be a doubleheader. Now, this whole schedule is going to come right from their athletics website, so it is dependent upon the accuracy of that. But March 25th, they're going to be playing a doubleheader against Jefferson. I believe at home is what it is indicated. I'll tell you what, we don't have that one starred, but if that game is in fact happening, we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that game gets covered down there at Lakeside. Now, we're going to see kind of what limitations we have as to power, internet, all that good stuff everywhere we go. But that's one of those games that I'm definitely going to try and get covered right here for you, with 2 YSN network teams playing each other and 2 Ashtabula County teams playing each other. On March 27th, they're going to head to Geneva. Unfortunately, we won't be able to cover that one as only one remains. We got 7 of 8 that have joined the YSN family, and we're waiting on that Geneva camaraderie partnership to start up again. My fingers are crossed. I'm hoping that sooner than later we can make this family whole again and get the Geneva Eagles athletics really involved with YSN and make this thing the right way. So we won't be at the March 27th game, but guess what? We will be at the March 28th game. And that's when they head over to Lakeside to play the Geneva Eagles at Lakeside. March 29th, they head to Euclid. And then April 3rd, they are home versus Orange. After April 3rd, this is the first time I've seen this for any team schedule. They go on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 game away stand. They will not be home again until April 18th. Very interesting how these schedules kind of work out year to year. Sometimes you see the opposite where a team will be home for a 9-game homestand. No, Lakeside's going to be making the wheels on the bus turn round and round for this little part of their schedule. That's going to be starting on May 4th as they go to Orange. And then April 6th, not May 4th, April 4th, they go to Orange. April 6th, they're going to be heading down to Austintown. Now, I have that game started as well because Austintown, part of the YSN family, baby. So, good chance that one's going to be available for live stream. I'm not 100% sure. I think it might be Ty Bartell that covers that area. If he does, get ready because that's going to be a great game to listen to. On April 7th, they're going to Madison. On April 8th, they're going to Warren G. Harding. Warren G. Harding, another one of our YSN brethren. April 10th, they're at Edgewood. 2 stars there because that one, stamp it, mark it down. That one's getting covered. That one will be at Edgewood. That'll be covered by yours truly right here on YSN Live. That game, along with any games I cover or any games YSN is going to cover, is going to be available on www.ysnlive.com. And then also, it'll be available in the archives. So right now for the Ashtabula teams, all of your games are going to fall under the 440 and goal kind of tab. Pretty soon we've got a website that's getting a whole facelift right now. Pretty soon all of these teams, all the CVC teams, you're going to have your own tab where you can pull down this team, these games. That's where I can watch it. And then for $3 you get to keep it forever. On April 12th, they're going to Pymatuning Valley. That one's not start just because that is a 4:30 start game on the website. But and 4:30, it's very difficult for me personally to make that out there. But just understand, I'll do everything within my power to try and get everything I can get covered. The goal this year for baseball and softball, 3 games a week. We're going to try and get at least 3 games, 3 Ashtabula County teams a week covered by myself personally, whether it's baseball or softball. 4/13, they're going to be heading to Lutheran West. And then April 14th, they're going to Conneaut. That's one of those games, high probability that's going to get published right here on this network. Conneaut, one of our YSN brethren as well as an Ashtabula County team. And then April 17th, they're at West Geauga. And then April 18th, I'm coming home. It's back home for the Lakeside Dragons. Finally, after a long stand, they're going to get West Geauga at home, followed by April 20th. They're going to be taking on Madison at home. April 24th, they're going to be taking on Perry at home. The 25th, they're going to go to Perry, so a home and home there. April 26th, they're going to be taking on Conneaut at home. The 27th, they're going to be taking on Pymatuning at home. May 1st, they're going to Chagrin and then coming right back home on May 2nd. May 4th versus Austintown. That's going to be Austintown coming to Lakeside to play that ball game. Another one of those games that is most likely going to be covered. If you ever have any questions on what games are going to be live on the network, make sure you head over to my Facebook page, the YSN Live Facebook page. I try to put up graphics on a weekly basis to let you know where I'm going to be. And then, if all else fails, you could go to ysnlive.com/live games. And that's going to let you know what games are going to be live that day. May 8th, they're going to be taking on Hawken at home. May 9th, this one is something I'm still trying to get some clarification on. It is at Madison and at Hawken, a doubleheader. Now, the schedule says that they are at Madison and then that they are also at Hawken on that same day for a doubleheader. I don't know you can necessarily make that drive. Those two schools are pretty far apart. So we'll find out about that. And no matter what, we'll get that stuff reported over to you. And then May 11th, the Battle of the Bridge, the baseball edition. That one's going to be at Edgewood. And again, that's another one you can guarantee you're going to see right here on the network. That's going to be a game that is put right here on ysnlive.com. Let's get into some of their baseball players that are going to be returning. And I want to send a shout out to the coaching staff for providing me some information on some of these guys who are coming back. And boy, did I got information on the Lakeside Dragons I think would make Richie Giuliano jealous. I'm talking detailed stat work here, folks. Thank you so much to the coaching staff on that. So we'll start off. We're going to go reverse skate here. I'm going to start off by some of the players that they lost from last year. And we're going to start off probably with the biggest, and that's Ashton Wheelock. Ashton Wheelock, of course, you can see him playing over at Gannon University, playing baseball there because he's such a phenomenal baseball player. This was a kid who, did a little bit of everything for Lakeside last year. He could pitch, he could field, he could hit. He wasn't so much what I would call like a fireball thrower. anything like that. But Ashton Willock, wherever he wanted the ball to go in the strike zone is where it went. He was a pitcher, not a fireball thrower. But more so than anything, I think he was a leader. I think he's somebody, we talk a lot about kids who play baseball year round. Ashton Willock was a year round baseball guy. He offered an incredible amount of skill to the Lakeside Dragons last year and an incredible amount of leadership. So losing him, very, very tough. Garrett Sievenik was their catcher, a big boy with a big arm. 6'4" is where he stands. He had a nice arm, got the hitting together a little bit more, and actually worked on the speed last year as well. Now he's also playing college sports right now, not baseball, playing on the football side as he took his quarterback talents over to Edinboro. And what a guy they got in him, because he is a big kid with an absolute cannon on his shoulders. So for on the football side, Garrett Siebenik, excellent pickup for Edinboro. But, he was their catcher. And anybody who's played baseball knows that catcher might be the most important position on the field. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I'm sure I'm going to get I'm stirring the pot here, and I'm maybe getting people a little bit fired up with that statement. But, man, if you don't have a good catcher, I don't know that you could play this game. The catcher, and that's oftentimes why you see their best players, playing a little bit of both. Pitcher, catcher, or infield catcher. You want the best guy back there, and Garrett Siebenik was the best man from the job. And then Kyler Sabatine also graduating last year as a Dragon, a senior, providing big-time leadership time for them. Those are the guys who have left. Let's talk about the guys who are coming back, though. Let's start off with Cameron Crockett. So Cameron Crockett, he's a pitcher and also plays infield. And Cam Crockett, we talk about his wingspan on the basketball court. We talked about, his ability to cover the field on the football field. What that equates to in baseball, this kid becomes a rangy infield defender. He's a tall kid with long arms, so he's got that natural vector for pitching. That's going to make him he's going to be a force to watch with. And it's the final hurrah. It's his senior year. It's going to be interesting to watch him play this year as well. I'm really looking forward to, I think more so than the pitching, watching him in the field, because he seems to be a kid that almost could cover every part of the field, whether you're putting him at second base, shortstop, wherever you're going to put him, just because of his hand-eye coordination and his ability to move his hands. So Cam Crockett, he's a senior. Alex DeSalvatore is a big kid with a big arm. This is their quarterback. So he's going to be playing pitcher and infield with him. If I am not mistaken, I think DeSalvatore is also a left-hander. Left-handed pitchers are the bane of a lot of hitters' existence. He's going to be coming back this year. He's a big kid. Also another kid you're going to see on first or third. Caleb Stitt, he's a pitcher as well. Going to be playing infield. Caleb Stitt last year with an average of .227. So one of their better hitters on the team. He's a junior. We got to see him play on the football field this year, taking on an extended role. So it'll be interesting to see him taking on an extended role on the baseball field as well, as he's listed as a shortstop. Shortstop is the infield's quarterback. Dylan Newsome is this one's interesting to me. So this kid's a sophomore. He's coming up. He's going to play some infield for them. He got quite a bit of play time last year as a freshman. Dylan Newsome is going to be coming up, and he's going to be playing catcher and pitcher for them. Now, we talk about year-round kids, kids who are playing baseball year-round, whether they're playing for the Bulls, the Bruisers, whatever other AAU teams there are out there, moving around, playing baseball at a high level all across the country. Newsome's one of those kids. He's a kid who plays baseball a lot. He also plays basketball a lot. So he's just a great athlete. He comes from a family of great athletes. Really looking forward to seeing this young man be able to come out this year, separate himself, and, become what the famous Joe Pete used to call PTPers, the prime time players. sophomore Dylan Newsome coming back. He's going to do some pitching and as well as some catching. Malachi Matlock, who carried the team last year with a 294 batting average, going to be playing outfield. And Malachi Matlock, if you don't know this young man, is probably if not the, definitely one of the fastest kids in the county. So it's really no surprise that they're going to put him in the outfield. I assume he's probably going to play some center because of his ability to cover the field. Going to learn about his glove this year. I didn't get a chance to watch him in particular last year. I'm really looking forward to watching what does Malachi Matlock's glove look like this year, because he's got all the rest of the intangibles. He's got all the rest of the attributes you need for a great fielder. Cameron Mitchell is somebody I'm not even going to ask about his glove, because I watch this kid catch pass after pass after pass after pass in football, so I know the hands are there. He's going to be coming back playing some outfield for them as well. Cam Mitchell is a big kid. He's a great athlete, and I'm really looking forward to watching him. And then you've got Ezra Campbell coming back, who's going to play some infield for the Lakeside Dragons. The Lakeside Dragons have the same thing kind of going that I said about St. John on Friday. And that's, if you look on here, you've got 4 listed pitchers. And year after year, for the past 2 years when I've covered high school baseball, to have 2 pitchers is great. To have 3 pitchers is a blessing. To have 4 quality pitchers, 4 guys that can consistently throw strikes, is a real gift. That's a real gift to have for a high school baseball team, because a lot of teams are out there running 2 quality pitchers. And one pitcher goes out there and has a tough day, and then all of a sudden the day becomes very, very long. So with Lakeside having 4 guys that can consistently throw strikes, I think that the trend for them is upward. I'm looking forward to getting to watch some Lakeside Dragon baseball this year, and we'll see how this season kind of pops out. So that's what I've got for you guys today. Tomorrow, we will be going over another team. I'm not going to commit to anybody yet because I'm still pulling in tons and tons of information on each individual team. There will be another baseball preview out tomorrow, though. Keep your eyes peeled on Instagram, as that's where it'll be released first, and then we're going to cover it right here on the show. Going through all the baseball teams, and then we're going to jump into the softball teams, and we'll be doing a preview for each one of those softball teams as well. So that's my show, and I'm sticking to it, folks. The 440 Sports Show, Ashtabula's only morning talk show. I will be back again tomorrow at 8 a.m., hopefully a little bit more rested, as that daylight savings time isn't going to steal my hour tonight. For the 440 Sports Show, folks, this is Sam Torres. Thanks so much for joining. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
This for the football. This for the football. For the city and the back roads, got a whole county full of them goats. All from the football. Hey, it's just for Beulah County. Yeah, right on your head like a bounty. Said I'm from Beulah, they know I'm from Beulah, so let me just go talk about my surroundings. Shout out them Eagles that's out in Geneva, them Lakers, oh yeah, that's Palmerton and Valley. We from the football chasing these goals. If you in the way, you get taken out proudly. And Jefferson soaring with Falcons. Said that you working, you ain't really working. You see that we working, our hands got a callus. Putting in reps till we moving some mountains. Edgewood got warriors, they won't allow it. Me, I bleed green and gold, they know defeating those dragons who run the whole city. You wildin'. And they really doubt it. And next we gon' go to Grand Valley. Work like a horse and don't show no remorse. So opponents keep coming, we stack them and pile them. Yeah, and kinda got flooded with Spartans. As soon as they pull up on game day, we park them. Cause we number 1 in that spot in the bargain. Man, shout out St. John, they be ballin' like Harden. This for the football. This for the football. This for the football.